Your business will never outgrow the collective mindset of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Think about it right now. If you were stranded on a desert island with 45 days with your inner circle, would you come back transformed or stuck in the same patterns? The brutal truth is your network isn't just your net worth, it's your ceiling. Most entrepreneurs blame their stagnation on strategy or market conditions, but research from Stanford shows that 85% of long-term success comes from those people who influence you on a daily basis on your decisions. Your current cycle is either pulling you towards breakthrough or anchoring you into mediocrity. The conversations you're having today are literally programming your future outcomes. Here's what happens if you ignore this in 12 months. You'll still be having the same conversations, chasing the same level of problems, and wondering why nothing's changed. But if you intentionally curate your circle, if you could handpick your desert island companions based on who pushes you, challenges you, and elevates you, you'll unlock momentum you didn't know was possible. In many ways, this is one of the great secrets of my life, is that I curate numbers of people and curate areas where I can get exposure to different ways of thinking. And if you've been with me for a while, you'll know that I have a broad sense of things that I do. I've mentioned to you that I run a leadership conference for high school students. And these are people in southern Georgia who think differently and act differently and have different ideas. A Navy SEAL is one of the people I run this conference with. So not only is it giving back, but it's also exposing me to a completely different way of thinking and being than I am in Philadelphia, where I live. I have dear friends who I spend time with, one of which who flies into New York, and we always have dinner and sit down and talk. It's the power of those conversations. He lives in a completely different world. He lives and swims in the corporate world, going on boards and spending time in Davos. And that's not where I am either. And I have family members who are here who take care of various parts of our family. And they live a very different life in Virginia. I have dear friends in Seattle, one of my dear friends in Seattle who runs a construction company. Not anything I do, but fascinating. And a dear friend in California who really, we talk occasionally, work in the same industry, so we share things back and forth. But in all reality, he and I are moving in different directions and pushing each other to do better all the time. Each one of these people I spend time with. Each one of these people I dedicate and make a concerted effort to continue to engage in to make sure that my perspective is broader. If I had the same people doing the same things over and over again, we're not pushing each other. We're not asking the wrong questions. We're not coming in from a completely different perspective. We've talked about this many times. When there are the interactivity between one group and another, between one industry and another. So when I got into digital marketing, I brought all of the knowledge I had from project management, which made my company substantially more efficient and effective than anything else in the industry. Not because I was any better at digital marketing. It was because I brought in project management techniques to manage a process that already exists. And bringing people in. So going down to Georgia and talking to a gentleman who spent his life dedicated to doing practically impossible things behind the lines, or talking to an insurance broker who only runs insurance in the farm country of Georgia, going to New York or London or Napa to have dinner with someone who flies in and does the corporate jobs and sees the world running as a corporation and how corporations are interacting with each other over the world. Or going to Seattle and sitting with a man who does construction and seeing the building of the foundation for him and what he's doing and how he thinks about things is vastly different than what I do. Or flying down to San Diego and sitting with a dear friend and their family and seeing how their entire house is set up to shoot and work, and seeing how he finds his new ideas in craft cocktails or the production of food. At one point, he's a raw food chef, and the next he's doing paleo only, and all of that interactivity brings different perspectives to me. If I was to sit in Philadelphia and talk to the people around here, not many which are on the digital field, I'd have a different perspective. And if we were all doing exactly the same thing, in exactly the same way, and not challenging each other, I wouldn't grow. Now, I make it a habit of flying to meet these people on their territory to see how they live. But let me ask you a question. In the last month or two, has anyone challenged the way you work? Has anyone suggested a new way of you doing something? Has anyone created a position that you completely disagree with? If not, you may want to rethink who you're talking to. You may want to rethink who else in your circle can expand. Because if you're all doing the same thing and congratulating each other in this massive sound chamber, you're not getting any better. You're not growing. You're not becoming different. You're not being challenged. You're not failing. And if you're not doing that, then you're stagnating. So look around. There is absolutely no reason why you should get rid of friends who you enjoy spending time with. But you should put yourself in the positions where there are friends, at least in your business, who challenge you, who ask you the wrong questions, or are encouraging you to do other things, because that's how we grow. If you're not occasionally uncomfortable by a conversation, then you're probably not doing it right. I would divide these people into friends that you've had for years and enjoy certain things going out and doing. That's great. Don't take advice from them. Find people who are growing and trying and failing and challenging you and asking you the hard questions and the uncomfortable ones, and see where you go from there. Take it in the next week and a half to the people you're talking to. And if they don't challenge you, then you got to start wondering, are they helping you or hindering you? In the grand scheme of things, a little bit of uncomfortableness to succeed is going to be great compared to the uncomfortableness of stagnation over a period of time. And after a while, you can't break out of that. You have to just be able to admit you're moving forward and do so. So think about that for a minute and think about where you can actually go to find these new people who are thinking in your industry. Is it an industry group? Is it an online group? Is it a different place? For me, I need to move to find these people. Going to conferences and finding other people to talk to. Those are important to me and very valuable. So where else can you learn and grow? And where else can you find a new group? If you have a good idea, put it in the comments below. I'd love to hear about it. Let's continue this conversation.
Thanks for tuning in to today's episode on the Strategy Session, where we take your business from stuck to unstoppable. Here's another video I think you'd enjoy. If you found these insights valuable, remember to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and ring the bell for notifications on our latest videos. Remember, you're not just marketing, you're making history with Venture Gained.